resources.
Gulal's good for some things, but I think the acoustics are better at the theater, you know, pretty much.
I mean, it's a crazy idea. I know it's going to make it more difficult, but like, you know, that the park in Point Arena has a little stage too. You know, it's like, you know, if you guys had your heart set on doing something outside, like I'm sure you could make it happen one way or another.
And actually, we are going to be using that stage at the end of April. I'm not exactly sure what they're calling it, but there's some sort of a festival kind of at the 28th, 29th, and 30th of April, and then we're scheduled to play some music down there on the stage in the afternoon on Saturday. So,
how many acts would you? I mean, it always depends. I mean, it depends on how long you want to make it. But what do you think would be a good? How many artists or bands should we try to shoot for?
As many as you want.
Yeah.
It depends how long everybody's going to play. If each person's going to do 1 or 2 songs, figure 10 minutes each.
Okay.
And then add it that way.
Yeah.
If we were to make a full day festival, I mean a really full one, meaning maybe kicking off at 11 and went till 10 at night or something.
wow.
Would that be that's a long stretch?
That's way
Too much?
That's a lot. I mean, that'd be a lot for adults to put together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
A few hours. You got to take it all apart.
I'm like Derek. Yeah.
And that's really a pain.
Oh. Okay.
Don't do it at night.
Okay. Oh, don't do night.
That's fine.
Okay.
at least not outside, for sure. For sure
Yeah,
not outside.
I thought you were talking about outside.
Things to consider. Yeah, inside, outside. Mm-hmm.
And then you've got to get all your promotions together. Like that's a lot of times where I'm involved because I'm an artist. I do, people come to me for posters about all sorts of things. But you've got to make sure that you have somebody who's making sure that you have the artwork, you have all the information right. Because sometimes it can be wrong, and you put it up, and then people go like, "Wait a minute, it says it's on Saturday, but we're really doing it on Friday." So you have to coordinate that. You have to coordinate with the newspaper and radio stations if you're gonna. Depends on how much you want to promote it. Are you inviting like other high schools to have some of their say Mendocino musicians come down?
Oh.
We haven't even. Yeah.
Wow. Hadn't even thought of that. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea at all. Yeah.
It's really wide open for
And
you
Fort
guys.
Bragg, those guys could come down fairly simply.
Yeah, bring their equipment and sound and stuff. Yeah.
If you got your sound system set up, all they got to do is just bring their instruments and set up and play.
One thing I was just brainstorming was maybe you have multiple, if it's in Point Arena, somewhat multiple venues. You might have something going on at the theater, simultaneously something going on at here, something going on. You could have multiple
The only thing with that
venues.
is that you spread out your
can't-
crowd a little bit too much. Because you don't want to
True.
have 5 people here for this, and so But if you get one venue, then everybody can congregate at the same spot.
Donnie and Enzo, I want to ask you tell the students the types of music they might consider, like what kinds of bands might they invite in, like, I know there's reggae, and so what are the other genres of music?
Some folk, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what they're planning. But some folk, maybe some bluegrass stuff.
Maybe some little hip hop, maybe.
Hip hop,
Yeah.
okay.
There's a lot in this area. I mean,
Yeah.
could range the whole way through.
Okay.
It's
I
good
know-
to let as many people as you know. Once you guys do figure something out, start getting the word out. Make it super fun. A lot of people.
And that's a lot of what you got to do is just get good word of mouth going. Just get everybody talking and say, hey, because I'm sure, I know that there are some musicians that I've seen perform at the high school here before that aren't in this particular class. So that, even within the school there might be a lot of people, or recent graduates like Sky. I don't know.
Alumni, bringing in alumni to help. There you go.
So that would actually tie it all together.
Yeah.
The continuity of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought of something that you should probably think about, since you're all going to be playing too, right? Or some of you, so practicing with using microphones. That's something that when somebody just mentioned, get other people to come down. All they have to do is come down and play. even professionals like to get up and do a sound check before a concert, and make sure that everything is set and they can hear stuff coming out of the monitors. They know where the microphones are set. So you should probably sometime or another at least just set up in here even with microphones and learn how to use them. That should be part of it.
Do you have a mobile a PA system for here?
We actually just purchased a really nice one with each speaker has its own power amp in it. I mean, so we have 4 huge speakers that operate independently, and then we have a big board.
And you have mics and cables and stands and everything? So yeah, that's a really good idea to check that out.
Yeah.
'Cause I know that I play at the open mic down at 215 every Wednesday, and after a couple of years of it, I really understand much more about how to sing. Because if you try to sing back here, some mics you have to really get in close because this just doesn't have a good enough signal. But that comes from testing this stuff out and learning. Oh, and another thing I was thinking about was if you guys are the musicians and the people putting it together, what you need to find are some people who are going to be kind of just your crew that are not performers, so that when you're up on stage, people can be taking care of stuff, so you're not just scrambling trying to do it all at once. So you kind of need an extended group to help you.
So this event is intended the proceeds all the funds would go back into purchasing more instruments for the band and music program. And so the thinking being, even the elementary students are in the music program to help with just those things, helping carry things, helping clean up, and so maybe part of your thinking as you design this thing is, what could you give to younger students, or what could you give to teams of people? I know there's already a whole big group of parents just waiting for this thing, for you students to design something so they can help you pull this off and pull it off in a way that Point Arena is going to go, we don't want a first annual, we want a second, third, and fourth annual. This was so good, we want to bring it back.
I'd suggest to you guys to kind of, in essence, maybe dream big a little bit. You want it to be fun and exciting for you too. You don't want to just have it be something that's just another class project. You want to be really into it. So just a possible idea is think of some acts that you might like to see. It might be impossible to get somebody really famous to come out, but then again, this is for charity. It's for a school musical thing, and you might be surprised who you could get to come and maybe be the headliner to really make it something that you guys are really excited to see and participate in, but something that would actually draw a lot of people to raise a lot of money for your cause.
Derek, can you give them maybe some bands reasonably close that they might be able to write a letter to and ask them to come perform?
I have one suggestion that comes to mind is a band called the California Honey Drops. They're right out of Oakland. They're younger people. They're probably in their early 30s or something. And I've been kind of fantasizing about having them come to town too. They're a great band. They're like horns, and it's a really mixed genre. It's a really good time. And then, that's a band I like, but maybe some bands that you guys like, put on the list, write them a letter, that's all part of the music festival thing is acquiring the bands and the acts. And, maybe you guys can do your thing all day, but maybe you could have one performance that's part of it, or more even, that's more of a, major act.
I think one of the things that we're kind of touching on is, a traditional school performance is just the students, the parents come and watch, and then it's over. What the students have been brainstorming and actually asked is that maybe they could sit in on a particular song with actual professional musicians.
I bet you there's a lot of musicians who would be into that for school music programs. It's a great cause.
Because remember, all of us started at one point to have to learn, and it takes, so we're all, I for one, like to see and help younger musicians and younger artists and things, to encourage them, and I think so. I'm sure there's lots of others who would feel the same way.
And so, Donnie, can you tell them about your experience? They shared with me a few months ago how inspired they were by being part of a jazz band in, was it Portola High School? Not Portola.
Greenville. It's Greenville.
Greenville High School. Yeah, share your story about how that's affected your life.
Well, we got jazz band in 7th grade, and he was playing guitar, I was playing drums, and our senior year we actually got to one of the biggest competitions around and got 2nd place. So that was pretty cool for him and I. That's why we're together still, you know. We like playing music together, so.
Yeah, big learning experience playing in front of people too. That was like
Yeah.
the biggest part.
Yeah.
Breaking the ice with that.
Yep.
For sure.
Well, I know when I was a senior in high school here, we went down and played at the Sonoma State Jazz Festival. I mean, and we had the opening slot very early in the morning because we were small and tiny. Because the next act came up after us was the Berkeley Jazz Band with about 30 people, and they just killed it. They were awesome, and we were terrified. We were hardly able to stay in tune. But we made it through. We did our 2-song set or whatever it was.
Yeah, and the fun of it. Once you get the taste of it,
Cause
it just keeps going.
that's it. Because one thing is really like I tell you, it can performing can go one of 2 ways, or sometimes it's but either you'll go up there and you'll blow it and you'll just feel like you've just ruined your life and everybody's laughing at you and you feel terrible, or you pull it off and it works and you're on top of the world. It's just, and then sometimes there's things that are just like, okay, we made it through and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, but it can go swing that whole, and when you do it and it works, it's just like nothing else. So good luck with this, whatever comes of it.
Yeah, good luck, you guys.
Oh, and then you mentioned something else about, since it is a fundraiser, you should probably consider finding alternate things souvenir things and or food items that can help
Merchandise.
merch to sell. Because like there's a band, these guys were coming down from Seattle, who played at 215 last night, you know, and they make a little bit. They didn't charge the venue, you know, it was just tips, but they were selling their CDs and their T-shirts and things, and that's how they kind of keep funding things. Because especially in the music industry now, you need to sell some merchandise.
That can be huge. I mean, you have a really high caliber artist real close by. He could probably do some designs for you for some, shirts or hoodies or whatever, and that kind of stuff that you can really profit with.
Looking around,
High quality artist
Yeah.
nearby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Students, you have any questions? Anything you're curious about?
Are you guys gonna perform too? Or you guys, or I'm asking, would you guys be willing to perform?
Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. They mean
Yes.
definitely yes.
Yeah, yes or no? Yes.
I'm not a musician personally. I just kind of help set up, and I'd be willing to help you guys too. Like, you have my information. I can help carry some stuff around for you.
So you have a sound expert, you have working musicians, you have a festival coordinator that knows a lot of the moving parts. And I did actually like, Derek, your thing about dreaming big. I mean, if we're gonna do this, why not do it and do it like to the very, very best of our ability?
Yeah, dream big. You can always scale it back a little bit if you need to for one reason or another, but you guys should be excited about it. And
There's also, I don't know what your basic funds are, but they're all. You should also talk to like some organizations like the Lions Club or the Rotary or these people who might be willing to sponsor you and help defray some of your costs and give a donation to you to help. It's kind of like seed money, I guess.
Well, and also the Rotary and Lions Club, if we gave them, or you gave them enough warning, they may do things like coordinate the parking, like where people park. They may help man the ticket booth, so you students aren't stuck selling tickets. They may also sell tickets. You might give them a book of tickets and say, hey, Rotary Club, can you sell 50 tickets to this event at $10 each? And give the whole ticket book, assign that ticket book to Rotary members to sell, and that's $500, and you've done nothing except give them the ticket book. And there's a lot of adults that would get behind this and help support you. So,
Sure. So,
Mr. Olesko, is there anything you think we might have missed?